that's part of this business. It's not just, okay, what songs you want to play first dance, this and that. Okay, I got you, no problem. I don't view my couples by numbers. You gotta care about what they really want.
All right, Benny, what episode is this?
31.
Episode 31 of the Real Talk Podcast. It's your host, Joey.
And Thomas.
And if you like what you're hearing, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. TP, how are you, brother?
I'm good. How are we doing?
It's Monday?
It's Monday.
Oh my God, I totally forgot what day it is.
Sounds like a question. It's a Monday. We finished off strong last week with a good Friday. Everyone had a good weekend. Ben?
Yeah.
What'd you get into? You went to the city?
It got canceled. It got canceled. So
City boy.
it'll be Thursday.
Oh, damn. All right, Ben.
Thursday.
Dude, we have work on Thursday.
Yeah, you better run it by boss.
Thursday night.
Thursday night.
All right.
Is it what Joe allows it?
I allow it. We clear it.
I spoke to you.
Oh my God, you know me. How about you, brother? What'd you do this weekend?
This weekend, what did I do? Saturday, me and my boy Dante from Top Dogs Training, we just went and grabbed a couple baseball gloves, had a catch.
Hey, being outside is just the best.
It was such a beautiful weekend. And then I just hung out at home, watched the fights. A lot of good sports on this weekend.
Yeah.
Sunday was with family. Had a nice little fun day with the fam.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Hell yeah. That's fucking sick, dude.
What about you, dude? You had a little mini photo shoot yesterday.
I had a mini photo shoot. Shout out my girlfriend, Angie. Oh, shit. Man, damn, this first time on the pod.
And
yeah, dude, she did the photos for downtown Somerville. And
Joe just needed one more photo for
an article that's coming out. We're not talking about it just yet.
Not yet.
But we got the photo.
Yes. Photos.
Exactly.
Shout out Corey Fandel, Closing with Corey. Shout out Cafe Picasso.
Shout out Cafe Picasso. We're shouting out them all.
Yep. Everybody.
Somerville loves us. We're for the people, baby.
For the people. But
who else is for the people?
Who else?
DJ Obando. DJ Obando is a talented and passionate DJ with SEE, offering amazing experience with value for couples, companies, and clients. Everybody welcome DJ Obando!
Yes. My guy, what's going on?
Obando. What's going on? I love the energy.
Sir.
Thanks for having me. Awesome. Good, man.
Good. And you know about the audio. You know where the mic should be.
Well, hi, me.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
What about there?
Yeah, our mic stands are ass. But
Cool. What's up, guys?
how are you?
Good,
Going
man.
on,
Good.
man.
Good. Thriving.
Dude, how's life?
Life is amazing right now. We're just diving into wedding season. I mean, you guys know it, like I do.
Yeah.
So it's, at least one wedding a weekend for the remainder of the year. I just love just diving into all my clients' visions and making it come to life every weekend. It's the greatest job in the world.
100%. For the people that don't know what you do, can you tell a little bit more about what you do, like on a day-to-day basis, what you do for work, and everything like that?
You mean my background?
Yeah, your background, exactly.
Well, actually, I used to be a civil engineer. I gave all that up on November 30th of last year. As much as I loved, being an engineer, it's not where my passion always lied. It's always been music. I'm actually a classically trained musician. I was a saxophone player since I was in, fourth or fifth grade. And actually, you were in South Brunswick, weren't you?
Yes.
Yes, so was I.
Oh, no.
Hey. You know what's crazy, too, is the first instrument I ever learned, the only one I learned, was saxophone.
Wow.
In fourth and fifth grade. Shout out Miss Copeland, but
Shout out the athletic
that was it.
director,
After
too.
that, I was the kid in the back in the concert that was like fake playing to keep up with everyone else. I would go to the concerts like, oh, I'm about to fake this so good.
Wow. So you're a fellow Viking alumni. That's so freaking cool. Yeah. So did you have Mark Kraft as your director, or was it someone else?
I know Mark Kraft.
Okay.
But yeah,
Vikings.
crazy.
Vikings forever.
Vikings. Our last guest was the athletic director at South Brunswick High School.
Wow.
Yeah.
Small world. But no, I mean, I got my start there, obviously, when it comes to music. And I did, concert band, jazz band, and marching band.
Yeah.
And then I went to West Virginia University, and I marched with the marching band over there. It was called the Mountaineer Marching Band, or the Pride of West Virginia is like the nickname. 350 members. We did all the home games for football, some away games, all the bowl games. So that was really exciting. But that's when I really dived into engineering. So when I graduated from there, I had no musical outlet. anymore. You know, I had to dive into the real world.
Yeah.
And like I said, I really enjoyed my engineering career, but it just didn't really, it didn't feed my soul when it came to my true passion in life. And it wasn't until about 13 years ago, I went to a party with a friend, and he introduced me to one of his mutual friends, and he goes, "Hey, you know, this guy actually, we used to play the saxophone back in the day." He goes, "Really? I'm a DJ. You know, I always wondered how a classically trained musician would fare as a DJ. You ever want to become one?" I'm like, you know, it's funny you ask, because I have one of those minds that I know what song came out from what year, you know, especially the 90s and 2000s, but I just didn't really, I never really had an opportunity to actually learn how to mix music together. So I'm like, you know, I was wondering, because tell you what, I have a small company. Why don't you come on board? I'll train you and I'll pay you. I'm like, it's like bigger money in a weekend. Why not? You know, so it's a no-brainer for me. So I studied under him for about 10 months. And then after that, I wanted to branch out on my own. I did smaller events all over, you know, Jersey and New York. And it's, you know, performing in some bars in the central Jersey area. And as the years kind of progressed, I got invited into bigger clubs, some in New York City, some down the shore. Then I made the move down to the Jersey Shore. I moved down there 7 years ago, worked with Class Kills, still do, a bunch of great guys over there. And, you know, perform regularly at different venues like Centrata.
Oh, shit. You know Carlos?
He was the guest before the last guest. This is great. Wow.
Full circle.
Ben's going to have to put together like a connection from that thing to say.
And Donovan Sharif, which you see me play. It was last summer, right? You came out. Yeah, that's one of my favorite shores, shore venues to play. It's just so much fun. I mean, the office is the beach. How cool is that? I mean, you know, it's crazy. So I work intently with those guys. And then about 5 years ago, I got the invite to walk into the SCE Event Group offices by my good friend Jason Janai, owner and founder of SCE. And he wanted just to talk shop, you know, as far as like, you know, what's your goals as far as being in this industry? And I knew, you know, at some point I had to really dive into private events. I mean, I was more of a club DJ when I walked into the SCE office before, you know, the way my life is now. And he really wanted to just pick my brain. I was like, yeah, I definitely want to dive into more privates. And, you know, I've heard so many great things about SCE before I even joined the company, because they broke barriers of how weddings are, at least from what I saw in the past. And if you're looking for, I tell my prospective clients sometimes, like, look, if you're looking for the cookie cutter celebrations that your grandmother did, no disrespect to grandma, you're in the wrong spot. Like, we cater everything to the clients, you know. And he offered me a position in the company, and I knew at that moment I was so blown away, because I knew that, you know, you don't ask to join SCE, they ask you, okay? And I know he's very, very particular who listens into the fold there. And during the meeting, he's like, "Yeah, you're Latin American, right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Costa Rican American." He goes, "Okay, cool, but can you speak Spanish?" I'm like, "Yeah." He looks at his assistant, he looks right back at me, he goes, "But like fluently?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was my first language." He's like,
yes. He was so happy. Like heaven sent.
Because he's been looking for that happy medium for someone that, you know, understand obviously the American music culture and the Latin music culture. Because look, any DJ can spin any kind of music, okay? I mean, you know, anybody can play Mark Anthony Pitbull till, you know, their thumbs fall off. But if you walk into a Mexican celebration, you better know your Mexican cumbia, your Mexican rancheras, you know, and tell the difference between that and the Colombian, you know, dialect. They'll go crazy if you play the wrong stuff. So I kind of like, you know, pride myself on that. But the one thing I told him in that meeting, and I guess it stuck with him, and he put it up on the website as a quote, is that I'm not a Latin DJ. I'm just a DJ who's Latin, because I want to be open to, you know, doing all kinds of celebrations. And I have with this amazing company. And it's just become an absolute blessing to do what I do now. So I left, like, you know, going back to what I was trying to get to, I left engineering. It was a gut-wrenching decision. It was. But I knew this would make me the most happiest version of myself that I am today, sitting with you guys. So just happy to be here.
It's awesome to see that your understanding of culture is really like what made you stood out through like all the other DJs, you know, because I think that social awareness is like so key when becoming a DJ, or just like kind of reading like any sort of room.
It's like the fine details.
Yeah. I mean, if you show the client that you care, you know, not so much the planning part, but just, you know, listening to them. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's part of this business. It's not just, you know, okay, what songs you want to play first, dance, this and that. Okay, I got you, no problem. Like, I don't view my couples as by numbers. Like, oh, couple number 23, I have them next weekend. Oh, couple number 36, I have them next month. No, I have it as so-and-so and so-and-so. Oh, he does this for a living. She does that for a living. And I pay attention to their social media accounts, you know, to see like what they're up to. And, you know, I tell my brides this a lot, actually. Like, if I see one of my future brides, I don't know, let's say they're in Nashville, okay? And they're there for like somebody's bachelorette party. And she and her girlfriends put up an Instagram story, and they're like rocking out the Shania Twain song. They're like singing every word. They're loving life. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. So I keep that in my memory bank. So when we get to actually start planning their wedding, I look at what they put on for the must plays.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we allow them, of course, what songs you want to hear, and we give them a list. And I look, and I don't see Shania Twain's on there. I'm like, okay. But I also see they did not outlaw country. I'm like, okay, that's really good to know. So come their wedding day, I see the bride out there with the same girlfriend she was out there in Nashville with. I see the opportunity present itself. I'm throwing Shania Twain out there. And they're like, oh my God, how did he know? Because I pay attention. That's why. If you show them that you care, which you have to in this business, I don't know any other way around it. You got to care about what they really want. And it'll just, the payoff is infinite, like, just happiness for them.
Where'd you first like find this attention to detail, and like even that, just like also being able to perform in front of big crowds at weddings,
and just like venues in general too? Yeah,
I mean, honestly, it all started. I mean, I guess when I was in band, to be honest with you, because obviously when you're in band, you perform in front of people anyway.
That's exactly what I was thinking too, and also like you said it was 350 people
in college, yeah.
So you have to almost be a people person and make your rounds.
Yeah, I mean, even before then, in our alma mater, you know, performing with the jazz band, and you know, having the nerve to play a solo that you had to write yourself. Yeah, and performing in front of 100 people in the auditorium, it's nerve-wracking. Yeah. But you kind of learn at a young age to kind of adapt to it. Then when I went to college, I mean, granted, you're not as singled out because you're in a huge band. The thing is, you perform in front of 70,000 people on Saturday afternoons. Yeah. That's it. Let me tell you, when all 70,000 people scream,
especially at West Virginia,
it elevates your, like, oh my, it gives you so much adrenaline. Yeah. So one of the things we used to say over there, my college friends and I, is that, you know, obviously you can't fixate yourself when you're playing in that field on 70,000 screaming people. Try to find one face and see their reaction change on their face as you go from note to note, song to song, movement to movement. That'll really give you the perspective of the average spectator. So just with that experience, when I first became a DJ, of course it was nerve-wracking. Yeah. But at the same time, I kind of drew from the well, if that makes any sense, you know, of my previous experience performing in front of people. So it just kind of, I don't know, it just seemed a little natural. It was a different route, right? But it just seemed natural.
When did you find that first love for performing?
Quite honestly, like I said, right when I was in like 12, 13, I guess. I mean, when I've really started to like dive into the saxophone. I did not like the attention, to be honest with you, at first. But I mean, I learned, like I said, as I progressed through every year in high school band and then going to college, I learned to adapt to that. But the one thing that actually scared me the most when I first became a DJ, talking in the microphone. This guy.
I was just about it. That was gonna be my next question. Like, what was that feeling the first time? Because you were just always performing. You didn't have to really talk to the crowd. Right. But now you're getting to the point to where you got to communicate.
Yeah, and that was nerve-wracking at first. I mean, I got my start on a Thursday night at Buffalo Wild Wings in North Brunswick.
Shout out Buffalo Wild Wings.
Shout out Buffalo Wild Wings in North Brunswick.
I've actually performed in front of people as a DJ. And like literally it's like, put your hands up. Yeah, cool. Like, and so the guy I was working with, he goes, listen, you're a big, strong guy, broad shoulders. Yeah. Portray that, you know, just essentially, you know, use your balls and don't be afraid of the mic. And I don't know, but when he told me that, it just kind of, something snapped in me. I'm like, all right, you know what? He's right. I have to like just project my energy that I'm feeling behind the turntables through the microphone. And since then, it just kind of morphed into what I am now, I guess.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're like a maverick on the mic.
Yeah,
out there.
You've been doing a couple other weddings.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Describe them.
And I've seen to where you did what was it? It was a Colombian and
Which one?
that was at the Chateau.
The Chateau up in New York.
I think so. No.
The Pleasantdale Chateau.
Yes.
Yes. That was a Cuban and Colombian celebration. Yeah.
And I mean, it came to the part where he had the flags, surprised them. Like, it was great. Like, honestly, I remember you were speaking in both languages, condescending to everybody. Everyone just had like the best times of their life. So you did not see everyone had a smile. Like, it was crazy experience. And then the next one was, I guess, more of just like a modern American wedding. People went to Penn State, and even that, you brought out the Nittany Lions flag at the end. They were loving it.
I've inadvertently become the flag guy. Like, you know what it started? It started from my barber. My barber hired me for his wedding in, I think it was early 2021, and he's Puerto Rican. I love it. You know, shout out Vic, what's up?
Shout him out.
So, you know, I now wanted to do something special for my friend because he was also marrying a fellow Puerto Rican. So I bust out the Puerto Rican flag and everybody went berserk. I'm like, wow, this is like a lightning rod. I mean, usually the bride and groom with a lightning rod for every celebration, but it just took the celebration to another level. I'm like, And I got to thinking. Then I did it the following week. I had a Costa Rican Peruvian wedding. Did the same thing. Everyone went berserk. I'm like, I may be onto something. So yeah, so now, you know, I kind of get the sense from my couples, you know, if they want to actually put their nationalities on that platform. Yeah. And I surprise them at a certain point of the celebration to do that. I usually do it like toward the end of my celebrations because, you know, at that point, like the last hour, that's the rager hour.
Oh,
I mean, look, we rage no matter what.
Yep.
But, you know, after they have dessert and coffee, they got to get that sugar rush, you know, like, you know, get that last surge of energy. There's nothing like inviting the bride behind the booth. Everybody loses their mind, and all of a sudden, put out a flag, either a college flag or a nationality, and people lose their minds.
Oh yeah. There was like people on other people's shoulders. Yeah. Like they had the flag going around. Like the kids had it. They were doing like limbo lines with the flag.
Oh, yeah. It was nuts. Yeah. And the one in New York that you helped me out, the Penn State alums. The brother-in-law is the starting tight end. Well, now for the Patriots. Yeah, Mike Gesicki. So he was there. He's also a fellow Penn State.
Yeah,
and
he had the best time. Oh my God. He was doing like the worm on the floor. He was having a great time. But yeah, like just the way like I said, like you like have a structure to the night, but you also kind of feel moments out too. Like it's crazy because sometimes the last hour of a party is when people start trickling out and like it starts to die down a little and people are exhausted, but you just have like the right remedy to kind of get them back up and going.
I'm sure you guys have heard the old stand-up comedian saying, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I have a little saying of my own when it comes to DJing. It's not what you play, it's when you play it. Certain songs have certain reactions with crowds depending on the time of night you play it in. I mean, you just can't play Levels after First Dance. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like just as an example.
100%.
You save that later on, like the last 90 minutes to an hour when everyone's really raging. They're on their fourth Mai Tai. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that gets more of an effective, energetic reaction from the crowd. So there's certain songs you can play before dinner. And, you know, even it's all interchangeable because every celebration is different. Like what I was telling my couples is that, you know, when it comes to weddings, there's one common denominator with every single wedding anywhere in this world: love. After that, every wedding is different. Yeah. Every single one, because not everybody likes this or that or this and the other. Yeah. We're all unique. That's what makes us so special. So it's all about knowing what to play. And honestly, I'm a true believer that as an event host and DJ, my job is to play the song next the crowd didn't know they wanted to hear. It just creates that constant energy on the dance floor, and you feel it growing and growing and growing. And trust me, when I see the energy and feel the energy from the crowd, it feeds me, and I dole it back to them. They give it back to me. It's like around we go. Yeah. You know? And I get a rush from that for sure.
What are some tips to like feel out the room?
You know, it's kind of like, you know, reading the dance floor first and foremost. Who's out there? Age demographic. You know, if you see, you know, the father of the bride's out there, he's rocking to something like, I don't know, just some kind of modern rock that another bride's in. He wants to dance with his daughter. Then I throw out some AC/DC. Oh, that's from his generation, so he gets even more. You know what I mean? It's all about choosing those songs at certain times with the age demographic out there and letting it just go from there. You know, and because sure enough, if he's going to go nuts to AC/DC, okay, then I'm sure his friends or uncles, they're going to come in too. Then all right, then I'll go into Leonard Skinner, and I have like remixes of that. So then I get the newer crowd in. It's all about just. It's always so much fun to see older crowds react to their music, but then they keep on the dance floor with newer music because they want to keep with the young crowd, and vice versa too. The young crowd wants to party with the older. Oh, wow, look, Uncle Joe is up. Let's see. It's great to see that. So it's all about, you know, being interchangeable with your music.
Yeah. Can you kind of explain the difference between when you were DJing on your own compared to being with SCE?
Oh, night and day. Night and day. I mean, I thought I had it together when I was by myself. A small owner operator. I don't know how, like, to even go back to that. My big welcome to SCE moment when I first joined the company, I was, you know, my job as the newer event host back then was to help out the other event hosts, and I went to help out one event host, Christian. He had a beautiful wedding at Shadowbrook before they redid it. It was gorgeous back then as well. It was a Puerto Rican and Egyptian celebration. And this guy had these people eating out of his hand. I mean, before dinner. And I just saw all the lights and everything else. I'm like, oh my God, this is like EDC right now in Shrewsbury. Like, this is so crazy. And I didn't know that was even possible to do that before dinner when I was working by myself, you know? But the resources and the amount of camaraderie we have in the company, that's what just makes this company so amazing. It really is. I mean, there's 12 event hosts in the company. We all have different backgrounds, different life stories, but we're all brothers, you know, and we all have one goal, is to crush our events under the SC banner. And it's just an amazing experience to be even part of the family. But to go with what you were saying, it's just, it's night and day, really, from when I was just by myself and doing smaller events in backyards and this and that or whatever, and now doing events in the state's most grandest venues. Like, it's nuts. It's great.
Shout out Chris Atwood one time too.
Yes.
Shout out Chris Atwood one time. I think that's how we got connected.
What's that?
I think that's how we got connected.
Is that?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You and I did a wedding post-COVID. Like,
oh, like one of the first weddings?
Yes.
Oh, who was the other DJ that was there? Who else was there? Who was the other DJ?
Jason Cohen.
Yeah, Jason Cohen.
One of my
Jason Cohen.
You know,
I shot a video for Jason.
Oh shit!
It was at the Imperial, and
that was like the first one, dude.
That was like literally the first one when everybody's still 2020.
What was the atmosphere?
That was
like,
crazy.
That was quite an experience.
That was weird.
It was
no dance floor. I'm pretty sure.
They didn't allow a dance floor there.
I mean,
they had a small, like literally,
like the carpet,
the size of the dance floor. And the ladies, like the maitre d's, like, okay, do a great job, but not too good.
The cops, I'm pretty sure, came like the first time too.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, they wanted to make sure we were fucking following all the protocol.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And I felt so bad because the couple was so sweet. They're so nice.
And it was hot as shit outside.
Oh my god, it was.
And we had masks on.
It was mid-August, like literally. Oh my god. Sweat. And oh my lord, yeah, that was quite an experience. And I felt bad because they weren't getting the full experience of what we can give them, but we had, you know.
Did they give them the same amount of like time, like?
Oh,
or was it time? It was. Oh, okay. So they were still.
The toasts were from deep. Like, it was crazy. Yeah. You were inside.
Yes, it was like they had that bay door, whatever the heck it was. Like, we were facing the outside. It was a tent.
The entire.
And then everyone else was outside.
Yeah, so we had the AC like right here. The AC line was in the DJ booth.
Yeah.
And everybody else was
so you're outside
suffering.
just dying from it.
Yeah.
He and I kept looking at each other like, is this real right now?
It was like our first. I was like, I don't know what to expect. Like, back.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That was insane. It was insane. But hey, you know what? We did our job. The couple was very happy, even though I wanted to give them more, you know, better experience. We couldn't. Like, literally, the lady's like, "What are you doing? Just slow it down. I'm like,
And what stands up? Everyone's like, yeah, no.
like literally, when I started getting a little bit of a dance floor,
No,
I'm like,
cut it out.
It was weird. I remember just standing like 50 feet away from the dance floor, just on the 7200. Just it was
you were trying to get your B-roll dance shots. Like, I only got like 2, right?
yeah, it was a hard video to put together too. Best believe it.
Couple is awesome though.
When was the first time you put out like a piece of content?
About 10 plus years ago.
Oh, man.
I was resident at the Brownstone in Metuchen. It was just opened up. At that time, I was playing at the North Brunswick pub. That's kind of really where I got my start. I mean, yeah, I did. My first time was at Buffalo Wild Wings, but the North Brunswick pub, that's where I, really learned how to play for a different variety of people. But then I became resident at the Brownstone, and I'm like, I should put something out there, like a mixtape or whatever, right? So I created something called, God, I forgot the name of it. It was called Orange Beats or something like that. I was into the color orange there. I don't know why. Don't ask me. So I created a mix CD, and I just did a straight mix, and people loved it. I had to burn like 300 copies, and I didn't sell it because, I just gave it out at all my shows. People wanted T-shirts. I made T-shirts, and it was just crazy. I mean, people love free stuff. They really do. But I got a lot of response from that one, and then I just started making different stuff, different mixes. I put up on Reverb Nation, and just trickled on from there.
Damn, what was the first piece of video content you put out?
Wow. I was still by myself, just DJ entertainment at that point. It was a wedding. God almighty, it must have been about a good 8 years ago or something like that. Hired one of my good friends, Ashley. She took the video, and it was just, all the craziness of a wedding. But seeing my face out there, I'm like, is that what I really look like? Like, I'm my own biggest critic. I really am. But it was interesting to see that and put it out there and getting a little bit of reaction. Like, oh, this seems like a fun, time, this and that. And I'm like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. I didn't know it was that effective. This is before really the Instagram really took over. And Facebook really took over to really like push content out there. Like not nowadays, it's like we do it almost on a daily.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the content that you're putting out with the weddings, how are like the couples receiving it? And like, do you find it like, what do you think they're getting out of the videos that you guys are putting out?
I think they're getting what the experience could be like for them. Anything I put out, like whenever I meet a couple initially for a first meeting, just to see if, I would be a good fit for them. They're like, oh, I stalked you on Instagram. I'm like, good, that's what it's there for. I'm like, oh, you don't mind? I'm like, no, that's what it's there for. It's like, oh, I saw this one video. You were at Pleasantdale, or actually that video is like one of my most popular.
Oh, really?
It gets a lot of hits on the SE YouTube channel because it just depicts for a Latin American bride or Latin American groom what it would be like. But I they see that and they encapsulate like, I really think this guy's a good fit for us. Because it's good to have a different variety of videos out there for all kinds of couples to do that. And I even did an international wedding.
Oh, wow.
Did I tell you guys about this? One of you? Okay. I did a destination wedding on the first day of the global pandemic. Like literally, the day this country flipped out, March 12, 2020, I didn't stay home. I flew down to Guatemala and did a wedding. It was nuts. Myself and Birdman at SC, were the two of us went down there, and the couple, they weren't even Latin American. They're from Sayreville. They just loved
Guatemala.
They just loved Guatemala so much. They've visited the country a lot, and it's a beautiful country. They wanted to get married down there, so they got married at a place called La Ermita de Santa Cruz in Antigua, Guatemala. It's an unbelievable, almost 400-year-old like Mayan ruin, like gorgeous. It was a cathedral back in the day, but then Guatemala had a lot of earthquakes, so they lost the roof here and there, but now it's used as a wedding venue. It's crazy, and even a concert venue. So it took a lot, moving parts to put together, but we went down there and crushed a 32-person destination wedding.
Oh, shit.
It was supposed to be 54 people, but because the pandemic just broke out, only 32 made it down. So, but it didn't matter. I mean, it was literally the smallest wedding rager I've ever done. Like those people were so hyped, so happy to be there. It just dance floor did not empty. Like it was just insane energy for 32 people. It was almost like there were like 100 people on the dance floor. So, for sure.
Do you find the energy at like destination weddings are different than ones that are like local?
I think so, because they just seem like, hey, we're on vacation. Yeah, we're at this.
You just went on one.
Whatever else.
Yeah, in Cancun.
Oh, sweet! Like a destination event.
Yeah,
just a vacation.
No, a destination event.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was on like the resort. They did it through the place.
Cool.
I will say the MC was hilarious. Other than that,
yeah, I mean,
I'd rather have my boy over here.
I appreciate you. But yeah, I guess the vibe is a little bit different, because I think everybody's a little bit more relaxed, a little more happy.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I have work in the morning, so I gotta leave after I have cake.
100%.
It's different. Everybody's completely relaxed.
Yeah.
Don't have to drive home. Hey, let's party. So it's more of the energy level is just a little bit more progressive in that particular environment, I think.
Damn.
So,
Man,
Rapid fire?
we can hit some rapid fire.
All right, we do a segment on our show where we hit you with some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Random questions.
And just hit us
Let's
with
do
the
it.
okay.
All right. Favorite watch? I see you have a watch on today.
Movado.
Movado.
Underrated wedding venue.
Underrated wedding venue. Wow. That's a loaded question. Wow. Underrated wedding venue. Goodness. Honestly, let's circle around back to that. I got to think about that one. That's okay.
Underrated wedding song.
Ooh, underrated wedding song. The Best Part.
Best part.
The Best Part by Daniel Caesar and
Yeah.
HER. Her.
Yep.
It's unreal.
Your favorite saxophonist in Jersey?
Favorite saxophonist in Jersey. Wow.
Put him on the spot again.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Just really.
Where's the coals in here? All right. I hate to be that guy. I'm gonna do a three-way tie. Jason Nelson, Saxman Art, Gabby Rose.
Shout out Jason Nelson. He shouted you guys out. That's why.
I was testing. Putting you on the spot without even knowing. Oh man. Dream travel destination, like for a wedding.
Costa Rica, my homeland. I mean, I was born and raised here.
Yeah.
But 90% of my family's down there, so it would be my dream to perform my homeland, and I hope to get to do it one day.
What's the key to a perfect wedding timeline?
Okay, for that, it's just simple. Communication with the venue, with videography, right? With the photographers. We all got to be on the same page. If everybody coordinates and doesn't have their own agenda, it runs smoothly.
Best wedding meal you were served.
Wow. Best wedding meal I was ever served. Food overall, I have to say the Shadowbrook.
Oh,
That cocktail hour is just legendary. I haven't seen anything like that. Like, it's just endless. Every kind of food you can think of, like that Indian food, Greek food, like sushi, like a lobster tail. It's ridiculous over there. Yeah, I would say that.
Worst vendor meal you've ever been given?
Wow. Going for the jugular here.
Joe does ask the hard.
Okay, I won't say where.
Yeah.
I will not say where. I was offered cucumber slices, crackers,
No.
cottage cheese,
Ew.
tofu, and raw carrots, which I'm highly allergic to. So I didn't. I went to Wawa after.
Oh, 100%. You gotta. I feel like, yeah, like post wedding, or post event food spot. Like, what's the go-to?
Wawa.
And what's the order?
I'm a huge Wawa guy. I love their coffee, but for me, it's like the go-to stuff. So like the little Italian pinwheel wraps. Love those.
What's one piece of advice for DJs and photographers and videographers to work together?
Again, communication. If you guys, well, one thing obviously with videographers, the majority of the ones I work with, especially you gentlemen, don't come and ask me to plug into my system right when I'm going to do an introduction. Wow. We're like in the zone. We're going over notes. Like I'm so focused. you know, but there's a time to do that. But obviously, open line of communication, like, hey, is everything up front? Yeah, we're going to do everything up front. I'll happily share everything on my iPad. Like, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this, back to back. Oh, there's a dedication to tell you about this. Oh, no, we didn't. All right, cool. This is when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Communication is key, fellas.
It really is.
With really having an organized, beautiful event.
Yeah, that's how I think of it. Just be like, have enough information that you can just be a fly on the wall and not bother anyone. Especially like when going and filming for you, it's like when I get there, my first thing is go to communicate to the other videographers. Like, this is your show too. I don't want to get in your way.
That's huge.
Yeah,
that is huge, Tom. I'm like, it's just that way they feel comfortable.
Yeah,
they feel like they're threatened or nothing like that.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, sometimes you pull up and they look at you crazy.
Well, yeah, the only times I've been looked at crazy is when like I pull up and like my whole setup kind of trumps it, like kind of puts the other one down a little bit, and you can see it in their face. And I'm like, I remember I put my one camera off to the side for it. I don't want anyone to think I'm the main. You know what I mean? Each should have the shine. But favorite pair of shoes.
Favorite pair of shoes, like what when you
like dream, like not dream pair, but like favorite pair, whether it was like
for events or just whenever.
Just whenever.
Nike.
Event ones. Give me the event ones. What are your event shoes?
Honestly,
are you a Cole Haan guy?
I'm a Cole Haan guy. I have a pair of Xenias that I use only for spring and summer because they're so comfortable. But I got to go comfort. I stopped wearing the hard sole dress shoes because with me, I you guys see me work events. I move all the time. And at the end of the night, forget it. If I have comfortable shoes on, much better for sure.
Ben.
Oh, geez.
Rapid fire.
Oh my God. I can't. I don't know.
Sounds got nothing.
Blanking.
But he can't. Best pizza place in South Brunswick.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Dominic's.
Favorite go-to restaurant in New Jersey.
Favorite go-to restaurant in New Jersey. Wow. There's quite a few. I mean, I've been to the Butcher's Block. Steak's freaking amazing there. But Centrata, actually, I love that place.
We gotta go.
We're doing a podcast there. I've been there.
It's amazing. I mean, the whole ambience too there is just incredible. I mean, just their steak's one of the best I've ever had. Honestly. I mean, and no disrespect to anywhere else, but like just the flavors that they do, the drinks that they have there, so good.
Underrated bar at the Jersey Shore.
Underrated bar at the Jersey Shore. Wow.
Joe does not make it easy.
I'm gonna have to pass, man. I don't know. I love them all. I just, you know.
Dream venue.
Dream venue. Wow. I guess it's not one specific one I have in mind, but I mean, I would love to keep traveling. You know, play some. There's some really, really dope venues down in Florida, California, even Vegas. Like there's just so many different places I love to just go and try out. Or even you know, there's a lot going on in Texas too.
Yeah.
I mean, in this business, you get to know other DJs from all across the country, and it's like so many different places you can go to for sure. Europe. Why stop in the U.S., you know?
What's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self?
Don't worry about the big picture. Just focus on all the details, because all the details, they want to become in the big picture.
You like SNL, right?
Yes.
Or like you've been to I've seen like
yes
on your like what's your history with like SNL? Did you grow up watching it?
I grew up watching it a little bit here and there, and even in college. But then obviously when I became part of SCE, the last 3 seasons we've been there as DJs to perform for the audience prior to seeing the world's most famous skit show. You know, it's crazy. So it's a very, very unique event space.
Yeah, what's that event space like compared to?
It's very different, obviously, from weddings, obviously. Yeah. But, you know, we have a very good relationship with NBC. And they stage the audience in a place called the Peacock Lounge in 30 Rock. And, so they house them in there. They have drinks. They have snacks for everybody to kind of like, you know, nosh on. And the whole idea started because when the pandemic first happened, obviously, they took away the audience at SNL. So then the actors just did the show without any audience reaction. So in the fall of 2020, when they brought the audience back, they noticed the audience was a little bit paranoid to be around each other. Everybody's wearing masks, like, you know, someone's coughing, they freak out, you know. So it was an idea that was put forward that what if we have music playing, like a DJ, to kind of like make everybody relax, make everybody happy. Well, one thing led to another. SE was called to come in and offer our event host to play for them, and it's been an amazing experience. I mean, just to get to be in the same hallowed halls as all those comedic legends, it's just it's incredible.
Do you think being around that has kind of elevated like your, like, I'd say like the performance you give at times, like on the mic at weddings and stuff?
Well, honestly, not so much at SNL, because they don't really want you to do any mic work there. It's just all about speaking with your hands and just kind of keeping everything just super happy, elevated, and whatnot.
Have you like witnessed one of the shows there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, unfortunately, we're not let into the actual studio, because once they seal that door, it's a live broadcast.
Live. Let's go.
Yeah,
for sure. But what's cool is, you get to see every once in a while a celebrity might pop through.
Yeah.
Just seeing that, it's like, wow, there they are. They're a human being, like just like me. It's crazy. But it's pretty cool. But the fact that we get to do stuff like that is just, it just shows that the vast, broad, like different realms of entertainment we can handle, and it's limitless. It's awesome.
So what does like the future have in store for you? Like, is there any like I said, like dreams that you want to sort of, goals that you want to achieve in this time that you're?
Honestly, I mean, just 6 months removed from leaving the day job, that was a huge dream of mine to do. So now I'm just diving into being a full-time event host at the greatest company, and just keep crushing my events and meeting new people, getting to travel more. Yeah, for sure. I want to become more of a destination event, known to be known for that.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. I mean, I love all my events here too, but just to have more of the freedom to travel,
definitely,
and do that. But no, I'm happy where I'm at, man. I'm living the dream. This is. I still had to pinch myself every once in a while, to make sure that this is actually happening. So crazy. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And where can the people find out more about you?
They can go to my Instagram at DJO611, or go to the SE website, or SCEventgroup.com, or SE Instagram at SE Event Group.
And if you can leave us off with a quote to that camera.
Be yourself.
Be yourself, everybody.
Be yourself.
DJ Obando, everybody.
Sir.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you.